Expecto Petroleum. Image here. in the words of the great Gandalf the Grey. I was expecting some petroleum, you see. Can't do all this driving without putting something in the car. Okay, we're leaving Whitfield, Tesco's. Got my fuel. We're going to go on the A2. Do a bit of a dual carriageway. I feel the need for speed. So we can start the journey at 60, assuming we don't get stuck behind a truck or something. And then we'll join the dual carriageway, get on the dual carriageway, do 70, get to bridge, finish the video. That will satisfy my desire for speed. Can you see me all right? Is that camera right? Yeah, there's a song by McCartney, Get Out of My Way, I think it is, on the Off the Ground album. And he's driving to see his love. It goes like this. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. And in it he says he's got a full gas tank and it's only a mile. It's a great driving song. You get those hidden gems, the little songs on an album that are not the hits, never released as a hit, but, you know, they put an album out and it's like 10 songs, and you've got to listen to all the little tunes that are offered just to get more of an insight into an artist and their art, so that you can, you know, learn more about their songs and things. And sometimes you get songs that are so good and are better than the hits that are released. Right, end of dual carriageway, two-way traffic ahead, national speed limit, single carriageway, 60 miles an hour. Pedestrian crossing. And that's just after the barrier. There's a walkway across the road here. Public footpath, right? Probably when this road was not even built. So they can't block the public footpath off. It's been threatening to rain all day. And it only had that slight drizzle earlier. Just gives us this bleak greyness. What I've never really wondered, why don't highways, or whatever it's called, what is it, national highways, why don't they compulsory purchase an extra 6 metres on either side of this road and just make it dual carriageway from the Shepherd's Well lights all the way to Whitfield? It would make sense. Because if there's ever an accident or a hold-up, this just becomes gridlocked. Because it is a main thoroughfare. You look at the trucks. Stop whinging, Smith. Just drive. Junction. Got a minibus waiting. Just keep waiting. That's it. Stagecoach Connect. I've never seen that before. Is that a little service to connect all the little villages together? That could be something new. No U-turns for half a mile. Public footpath there. We might get to bridge before it starts raining. Highly likely. I'm going to glide into the outside lane. I've no doubt the lights will change before we get there, but that gives me the opportunity to get past the truck. Not sure what this Volkswagen Caddy will do. He'll try and jump in the outside lane as well. The lights are changing. I'm conscious that the Caddy might want to do it. He's not. He's happy to just sit behind the truck. Whereas I, my friends, have no desire to do that. I want a quick getaway. First off, the lights. Yeah, we don't sit in the outside lane when it's clear. Volkswagen Scirocco on my right has stayed in the lane, so he's obviously wanting to overtake me when the lights go green, and I shall let him. As long as I can get my 70 without upsetting the apple cart, then all good and well. Nice bit of indicating there. Coming back in. Right, so we go past several junctions, lay by the turn off for Barham. Then I think the next one after that will be the bridge junction. No stopping any time. Oh, it's a bit blustery. It's actually rocking the car. Car coming out. Car reversing. That's something to anticipate on these dual carriageways. That's the difference between a motorway and a dual carriageway. One of the differences, someone asked me once, is that you can actually come off and enter onto a dual carriageway anywhere along the stretch, wherever there's a junction. Of course, you don't get that on a motorway, do you? You only get exits and slip roads on. So as a driver on a dual carriageway, they're the kind of things that you'd be thinking about. Farmland, tractor coming off, that kind of stuff. Nice long straight, and up ahead it looks like it's pouring down. We've got different grades of shade, as us photographers say. Yeah, look, the windscreen's beginning to splatter. Tell you what though, the need for speed is quelched, satisfied. Did I eat a thesaurus for breakfast? Right, we've got a slip road coming onto the dual carriageway. Possibly have some cars here. I'll stay in this lane for a moment, just in case something comes off. And there's a couple of cars there. I should get back in the lane now. So I'm coming off at the next junction. Quick glance over the shoulder. I knew it was empty anyway, but it's always good to get into the habit. And here comes the rain. This is serious stuff now. Giving you a rain drive. Gosh. You have to put them on proper light. I see the bus, I see its lights, and it's indicating it to come out. So I shall move out, give it some space. But I'm not going to go past these cars because my exit's just up here. Barham is just down there. You know what? I've got a change of heart. I'm not going to go into Bridge, despite what I said at the beginning. You already know where the journey's going because you've seen the thumbnail. I'm going to hang a left when I get onto this B road or A road, whatever it is. We'll go back towards Barham. We'll finish the video there. Kingston. Not the one in Jamaica. I suppose we could play some UB40 music now. In Kingston town. We get away with 10 seconds, don't we? Two-way traffic. Because this actually takes me back towards the direction I want to go anyway, which is home. Because I live just over there in the hills. The yonder hills. It's a lovely valley, this. Not very conducive for photography because there's kind of no major peaks or anything. But I do like it when the sun washes down, you've got all the trees. Right, into Kingston. Amazing, eh? Who knew that Kingston existed in Kent? I think I'll stop at the village hall, because I've stopped there before, haven't I? On one or more occasions. Right, severe bends in the road here. Chevrons are really letting me down. The Black Robin, circa 1700. We live amongst the history. So we leave Kingston, then we're in Barham. Outstanding beauty, it says. I'm doing a series of photography videos on my other channel, link up here, where I am going around finding historic or hidden gems in which I'm looking for villages that have quaintness or historic connections, walking around with my camera. And I'm wondering, is Barham worth doing? Because it's only got the one road that goes through. But I'll have to investigate if there's anything quirky about this village and if there's anything historic about it as well. It's got old houses, but it's got an awful lot of new ones as well. Look at this lovely avenue of trees. I like it very much. Just noticed the camera's probably all squint. I'll have to adjust that in post-processing. 30-mile-an-hour zone. It's 20 when the lights are showing, but they're not showing. There's a woman about to run across the road, I think. Woman with baby. This is a bad road. I think this should be resurfaced as soon as may be. Sounds like a train, doesn't it? Filled rolls, pies, crisps, snacks, fruit, chilled drink, lunch sorted, it says. Lovely little village centre with a little shop. Not a car park space in sight. I'll park next to the Beamer just to end the video. So there you go. Whitfield to Barham, not Bridge as I had originally intended. I wonder if I should have gone to Bridge because my Bridge videos, for whatever reason, get a lot of views. Might have missed a trick there. Right, I'm going to go home, do a load of editing and get these videos ready for release, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Drive with care.